an advocate for after-school programs parents can't afford, and that money being used to be used to help our kids, our future, because we're taking their choices away from them every time you take away a field. Every time you put another building there, you are telling them, no, sit down, you don't have a voice. We need to think about our children and not just what we're trying to do right now for the money or to fix a problem and put dandy on right now. I appreciate your time. Please think about our children.
Meantime, what I've done is reached out to our communities, reached out to our people. I'm interviewing, I'm getting resources, I'm getting my education on existing issues that are very similar to what hit home with me. This is a broad spectrum of a problem that we as citizens in our community need to stand up and we need to scream out for our children. And that's what I'm trying to do. When I first initially did this, it was just to speak out for my family member. Now it seems it's a nationwide, citywide problem, and I'm proud to stand up for us, and I'm proud to figure out to change some laws, to change some things, and execute some policies, and see what we have to do to make a better future and a better atmosphere for our children.
What do you think the situation with Dallas Dance and Kamenetz is in this? Have you contacted them? Have you heard anything yet?
I did call. I have not gotten, I actually have a few things to talk to them about, and I have not received a phone call back.
What else is going on? You might as well share anything you can. Anything you can.
Okay. So it's to the point where when this fight originally happened, I was pretty upset because it was my daughter. And then somehow, more stories come out and people come to me and call me and ask me. So I try to help the best I can throughout what I can. And there seems to be a disconnect between myself and the superintendent's office, when in reality, if they actually reached out to me and called me, I could be a resource. I could be a person who can get the information they need to make a difference where they need to make a difference on actual facts and things that are happening, if they want the change that they have on their website. That's the idea that we're doing, is that this is an area of change. We're making change. What's happening is we're not having a bullying situation in one school 1 week. I literally have a group of parents right now. An incident happened a month ago that was recorded over a period of days, not one incident, but days, where students were standing and jumping on desks and putting heavy chairs in the ceiling tiles, breaking school property, taking school property, putting it in a ceiling, and preventing other children that they're bullying from sitting, causing mayhem. No teachers are around, taking a child's notebook and throwing it up there. Now, my first question is, where is someone in the schooling that is allowing that they're alone that this can happen? And in the recording, which I've posted and now has almost 4,000 views, it's getting out there. Why were they able to be in a room that long more than once to be able to do that? Second, if that chair falls on someone, you're talking brain injury, you're talking eye out, you're talking injury that would cause a lawsuit to staff or a student. Is that when we wait to do something? Is that when we wait to change? Is that when we wait? And I could take it a step further. People being bullied for so long. The woman that I'm working with on this incident, these are the kids that she put in 5-6 incident reports. She was told she has to have 38 before they do anything and go to the board. 38. So meanwhile, the victim just has to go through this. So would it take the chair falling on her head for them to wake up and see? Like, that's what is not resonating with me. There has to be a policy change. If you work with us, Baltimore County Board of Education Superintendent, get to know your people, get the situations, stop hiding, stop trying to be political, stop trying to be corporate. Kids' safety and staff now is in danger, and that is why these people are speaking up. She since had to take her daughter out of school last Thursday. They removed her. She went to the school on Wednesday to follow up with a report, was not there to come get her daughter. What drove her over the edge is that she showed up for something separate, peaceful, just to be there and to bring her daughter's lunch, which she forgot. When she walked in, her daughter was already sitting in the office, had been there for 20 minutes, waiting to speak to the principal because the girl had hit her again and she had a bruise on her. The husband showed up the next day on Thursday and they removed her out of the school. So is that the system that we want? We don't want children to have to come to school and learn and say, you know what, we're learning here. You can either act right or your parents can come get you and you can pay the consequence and they can deal with you because these kids are learning and you can't act right to be here. Or are we doing it to protect the ones who are acting out so that the victims have to remove themselves and change their lives and deal with this because nobody else wants to handle it? And that's where we're at.
Well, why isn't somebody calling the police when something like this happens? I know they don't want to, but why aren't they?
Well,
I
I
would
can
call
tell
the
you,
police.
in this certain instance, the particular SRO that is for the school is out on surgery right now. He's a wonderful gentleman. So the school didn't give her very much information. And if someone is not educated, they don't realize that, yes, if it happened on school property, guess what?
It doesn't matter where it happens. When you're assaulted, you're assaulted.
And you have to,
whether it's physical, sexual,
whatever it may be, you demanded it. And if it didn't, even if it didn't happen on school property, it happened. You go to the police. I think so many people they just don't have the information. They don't know how to handle things. So they kind of numb up, freeze up. They don't think anybody's going to do anything anyway. So they numb up. But if you stand up and go, you don't have to be angry and cause a scene and scream. I never did that. What you do is just say, no, I do not accept this. This was not okay. And something's going to be done about it. And you go to everybody you can, the police, you go to the principal, and you make them listen to you.
Well, I'm very proud of the work that you're doing, and I couldn't have been any prouder to be posting some of the stuff that you're doing. So glad to help you out. Any other students and parents want to, well, let's say parents want to come forward, we're here for them too, and we'll do whatever we can to help get Dallas Dance and Kevin Kamenetz on the right track. Greatly appreciate all the work that you're doing, as I said. And
I appreciate you, Scott. Thank you.
We'll be here for you. Please contact me when the mother figures out, everything that's going on, and we'll do whatever we can for her.
I appreciate that. Thank you. I will.